What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video. Let's talk about it. I do want to talk about Romeca and Holly's situation from a legal standpoint. Now, I was on Facebook debating with a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of people did not understand where I was coming from when I said just because somebody approach you and you get into a heated argument with that person, it doesn't give you the green light to use deadly force. And I also stated that a TPO is not a green light also to use deadly force. And a lot of people felt like I didn't know what I was talking about. So I do want to share light on this story out of Miami Gardens. And I did mention on Facebook that every state handle their self-defense cases differently. Now, this situation is kind of similar to Romeca and Holly's situation.
An attempted murder charge and now claiming self-defense. The incident happened Saturday at a home in Miami Gardens. According to investigators, the victim showed up at Janiyah Mehta's house looking for a fight. And that's when officers say Mehta shot the victim. That victim was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition. Police say Mehta admitted to the shooting. During court yesterday, her defense team argued that Mehta was exercising her right to defend herself. The judge denied bond and ordered that she cannot be in contact with the victim.
So let me explain and tell y'all why this young lady was charged with attempted murder. Now, like I was trying to explain to people on Facebook, just because somebody approach you and y'all get into a heated argument, that doesn't give you a green light to use deadly force. The force got to be met, meaning that the victim got to have some type of weapon and you got to prove that your life was in danger. But in this situation, the victim did not have anything. She just knocked on the girl door, banged on the girl door, whatever the case may be. They got into a heated argument. The young lady decided to shoot the victim twice, thinking that she was going to get away with it because the victim approached her. But that's not how self-defense works. And that's what I was trying to explain to the people on Facebook. And people kept bringing up the TPO. A TPO is not a green light to use deadly force. People kept bringing up the fact that Romeca approached them. Just because somebody approached you, it doesn't give you a green light to use deadly force. People also brought up the fact that Romeca was out there arguing with Holly and Carlos. Arguing with somebody does not give you a green light to use deadly force. And I also tried to explain to some of the people that this could be a crime of passion. Now, here's the real debate. Did Holly unalive Romeca because she feared for her life, or did she unalive Romeca out of rage and anger? You know, we really got to ask each other that. You know, this is a big question, and this is going to get brought up in a courtroom. Now, the biggest question is why Holly was in charge. Again, every state operates their criminal investigation in a different process. In Florida, they will charge you until you go to trial, until the prosecutor get a guilty verdict or a non-guilty verdict. If it's a non-guilty verdict, they're going to drop all charges. I just showed y'all a clip earlier in my video where a young lady went to jail with no bond for attempted murder, and she claiming it's self-defense. Florida don't care. Now, when it comes to Chicago, it's a different ball game. See, I'm not from Chicago, so I can't get on this internet and tell you how Chicago criminal justice system operate. But I know they like a thief in the middle of the night. They will investigate a crime. Then when they got enough evidence to pursue charges against you, they're going to submit that statement to the DA office. Then the DA office is going to give them okay to put an arrest warrant out on your ass. You could be in the middle of the club twerking. They found you, they're gonna arrest you, they're gonna book you in jail and charge you with that crime. Just because Holly is out of jail, it's still an ongoing investigation. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's not gonna get charged or go to trial for what she did to Romeca. You know, it's the prosecutor's job to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. 9 out of 10, the prosecutor want to go to the trial or go to court with strong evidence. Y'all also got to realize that the deceased, aka Romeca, cannot defend herself. Romeca cannot tell her side of the story. So what the detective got right now is Carlos and Holly's side of the story. Looking at the evidence that was presented, Romeca was the one who, violated the TPO. So they already painted her as the aggressor. Romeca was the one who pulled up on them. They already painted her as the aggressor. However, like I said earlier in my video, that doesn't mean anything. Just because Romeca did all those things and she was wrong in doing that, that doesn't give Holly the rights to take her life. Now, the prosecutor are the ones who defend the deceased, the people who can't talk, the victim. And they're going to argue Holly down in the courtroom, her defense attorney, to say that, hey, if your client felt like her life was in danger, what did she do outside of using deadly force to escape the situation? And another thing, if Holly and Romeca never got into a physical altercation, and if Romeca and Carlos was out there fighting, what did Holly do to escape the situation? And like I said, at the end of the day, I don't got no dog in this race. But y'all got to look at the facts. I just posted a clip earlier similar to Romeca and Holly's situation, where the young lady who pow-powed the other young lady who approached her and was banging on her door, and they had a heated argument, and she shot her, and now she in jail for attempted murder. And the girl pulled up on her, was banging on her door. You gotta educate yourself on when to use deadly force. If the person scream at you, yell at you, bang on your door, and they don't got no weapon, and they ain't putting their hands on you, you cannot use that much excess force. Holly pow-pow Romeca 3 times. 1 time in the face, her thigh, and her side. That's too much deadly force on a person without a weapon. That's all I'm saying. But at the end of the day, y'all let me know what y'all think about this crazy ass situation. Do y'all believe Holly did this out of self-defense, or did she do it out of rage?
What do you do if you feel threatened? And when is it okay to bring out your gun? Yesterday, Elizabeth Cannon was sentenced to 20 years for shooting a 15-year-old after she says she felt threatened by a group of teenagers. And she claims it was self-defense, but there was no evidence that showed that.
Everyone has a right to defend themselves, especially when they're home. But it gets complicated when guns are involved. When should you pull that trigger? I spoke to the district attorney, David Cook, who breaks down the law.
There has to be a reasonable belief that that person could carry out the threat.
The most important factor in a life-threatening situation.
People have a right to defend themselves if they are reasonably in fear for their life or bodily safety. No business firing a gun at anyone.
Of course, this is a case-by-case situation for the district attorney's office.
If somebody has the means to really hurt you, and they're trying to really hurt you, then you can respond.
So think before you pull the trigger.